Hi, everybody. Hey. So I thought I would share my try at Bernie's Mittens. So I have one mitten completed. There it is. One mitten. Um, except for the thumbs. I'm gonna do the thumb later because I don't like doing the thumbs. Okay, so this particular pattern comes from Alyssa Coffey at calcoknits.com. And yeah, oh no, Alco, I'm sorry, ALCO, AL one word, CO, knits, Alyssa Coffey at Ralvery. And she made a download January 21st. Like she quick made a design on January 21st. Right after the inauguration, where Bernie was sitting there with his gloves. Jen Ellis, of course, if you don't know the story, Jen Ellis made the original Bernie gloves. And they are in the colors of dark brown, medium brown, beige, and white. And they're called Mittens because they're cut out of sweaters that are Fair Isle and wool. And then she lined them with fleece. So there are no cuffs on Bernie's. They're just knit. So, and you can get the original ones from a website now. If you just type in Bernie's Mittens or Meals on Wheels or Jen Ellis Bernie's Mittens, goes right to a website and you can order them, I think, for like $24. And it goes right to Meals on Wheels, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. And there's a whole bunch of other cool stuff you can buy, like sweatshirts, hats, tumbler mugs, hoodies, with this Bernie sitting there in his little surgical mask. Okay, so a lot of people think that Bernie's gloves had black cuffs on them because if you look in the picture, it looks like the cuffs are black. But what he's actually doing is he's sitting with a brown coat on, and there's black ribbing in the coat. So the black ribbing is over the mittens. So a lot of the patterns I've seen have had the black cuffs to try to emulate that look. And then this one, you really begin with Bernie's colors, which I do have here. I've got brown, and I've got a medium brown. Don't have a dark brown, so I am going to use the black. It does come off looking black, and I have white. But I wanted to play with some girly colors here. So this pattern comes from Alyssa Coffey at Alco Knits, a free download. She does ask that if you want to donate to Bernie's Meals on Wheels, to do so. Really, I've never made mittens before, so this is my first try, and I feel like it's okay. It's just kind of okay. um, if I had it to do over again, and I'm going to, because I'm going to make my second glove better. I pulled my floaters a little too tight in areas, and I know it will shape out in my blocking, so it'll be fine. But the last time I did Fair Isle work with a hat, that happened too. So you can see right here, it's going in. If I turn it inside out, you can see it better. I'll show you my mistakes with it. So if you're your first time working with Fair Isle, carrying like 3 strands at a time, you're mostly carrying 2 strands at a time if you cut and fasten in. I waited to fasten all my ends in at the end. But you can see right here, I pulled too tight, right there. And I've thought about what I can do because I can see that I pulled my floater way too far around here. So you can see where that happened. So I had a long area to get around. I either missed a couple stitches right here right over my thumb gusset, and it went in too far there. So I'm tempted to cut my floater and loosen it up and sew it in with a little duplicate stitching maybe, where you just kind of go over it in the same kind of stitching, like embroidery. I will make my next cuff a little bit longer. Instead of doing a 2x2 ribbing, like the pattern calls for, I did a 1x1 ribbing, only because I like the 1x1 better. You really can personalize this and make it your own by your own colors you want. So I wanted to do a stash yarn bust up before I made a burny color one. So I did a 1x1 ribbing, excuse me, and then went into the thumb gussets right here, and that's off on stitch yarn. And then I just have to pick up these stitches and make my thumb. And I haven't decided what colors I'm going to put in, but I also think that I can, well, maybe not. I just think it will come out in the blocking and it'll be fine. The other thing that I did, and then right here, it pulls in again. So I noticed what I did was I did the option B close off. There's option A, you could bring it down to 16 stitches and then cinch it, graft it off together by doing the Kitchener stitch. I couldn't figure out whether, since you're still carrying two strands of yarn, two different colors, I couldn't figure out whether to bring those two strands back and forth through or I would lose the color work. I decided to go with option B, where you bring it down to 8 strands and run your yarn through, and I still couldn't decide, do I just use one color or the two colors? So that I would love for somebody to explain to me, because I've seen other ones where the color work stays what it should be right there. It should look like, no, it's okay, but it should look different right there. Should have more of a color work there. So I think I'm going to start soaking this right now and pin it out. And I'm going to stretch this area and this area out more. And I'm going to line them. And there's this happening right here. So there's a little bit of stitching I need to do in this, where I pulled my strands of yarn that I was carrying a little too tight. So I would say just keep your strands really loose. But I mean, once you put it on, it looks fine. Fine. Got plenty of room. My fingers are right here, and I feel comfortable in them. I would probably do my, maybe a little longer. So it's good to do a test glove. That's what I'm saying, I guess. If you've never made a mitten before, it's good to do a test glove. And the colors I used are gray, charcoal grays, Red Heart Super Saver, Orchid, Red Heart Super Saver, Stone Clay, Mainstay Basic Yarn, Black, Red Heart Super Saver. So it feels like there should be a little bit more purple through here, so I may have messed up on my work. I don't know. That's it. It was fun. So this is the pattern. 3 little pages, written beautifully, so easy to follow, easy peasy. There's your chart. And this is a continuous column, and you only have to remember that depending on what size you make, like I had 40 stitches to work with after I took my thumb gusset off, so this only goes to 20. And Alyssa makes it very clear in the pattern that repeat this 2 times your stitches, and it works out perfectly. And then you work this all the way till you get to row 26, and you place a marker at row 20 if you're making the small to medium one. And then you're just going to start working your decreases from then on out by doing an SSK in the first stitch and knitting 2 together 2 stitches before where you mark that 20th stitch. That's all you got to do. And so you're decreasing 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, because you're doing this twice. So you're decreasing 4 stitches each round. And so it's a nice close off, really nice. I never close anything off good. So I'm really working on that. That's fun. I tend to over close. Does anybody else have the nightmare that you knit or crochet something and it comes undone when you give it to somebody? That's me. So I over fasten, and then you can wreck your shape. Even fastening in your edges, if you keep taking too much in, it can affect the right here. Here. Actually, it's not bad over here. Right here. I'm gonna do something over here. I don't know what. Something happened there. I'll fix it. I'm gonna stitch around it. Because that's not gonna look good. Right there. That. I think my tail got stuck there. I'm gonna pick up and stitch around. A whip stitch or something. It'll be fine. I hope. I hope. Okay, so much for the Bernie mitten. Okay, so what I wanted to say really quick is a lot of people in the pandemic are really alone. A lot of people haven't seen their family, they haven't seen their friends, they haven't seen their church members, they haven't seen anybody in a long time. Personally, if I didn't get out and go to the store once in a while, I haven't seen my family since last January. I know my kids haven't seen their family since last January. We're all in separate places. And last January. So, and we haven't attempted to do any Zoom things or anything like that. So, and I know there's a lot of elderly people that are in that same situation. And maybe they get maybe Meals on Wheels is all that comes to their home, and the mailman, and once in a while somebody come help them with their cleaning or whatever if they're shut in. And they really do look forward to not just the meal, but the person coming to their door, even calling them and saying, "Hi, I'm just checking in. I'm 10 minutes from your house, or it'll be a half an hour. I'm on my way," or whatever. And then just it's on the porch, ring the doorbell, whatever, knock on the door, whatever. I'm pulling up in your driveway. I'm going to put it on the porch now. No contact. It's okay. Or I'm going to come to the door with a mask on if you want to come to the door and just smile, say hello, or wave in the window. It's sort of like a check-in too. It's not just that people need the food, though they do. It's to make sure they're okay too, and to have that human contact. Because you got a lot of people that are older that really, they know how to do a little bit on a computer, but they don't know how to do a lot. And not just older people, it's people of all disabilities, people that are recovering from stuff, people that are just help. So that's all I wanted to say. And I think Bernie's, if you go to the Bernie Mittens, Jen Ellis and all that with Bernie, if you go there, that they're not only giving Meals on Wheels, they're doing food boxes for people that are in food scarce desert grocery store neighborhoods. They don't even have convenience stores in a lot of these neighborhoods, and they're making sure to get food boxes to everyone. Not just food boxes and Meals on Wheels, but also, I believe they're going to be doing health screen checks too. I think I heard that right. They're just going to be checking in on people, make sure their blood pressure's okay. They're just that they have everything they need medically. I just think that's really cool. So, you can make them and pay for the pattern. Yeah, it is my tail. um, it was my tail sticking out there. Okay. Gotcha. Well, let's see. I'll have a big hole here. No, it's another tail stuck in there. It's the waist tail. All right. I'm so glad I looked at that. So just go make your mittens and, pay the little bit of money for the download. It's a free download, but it goes for a good cause. And if you just want the original Bernie ones, if you don't mind wool and you want smittens, or just get into your closet and cut up your sweaters that's getting towards, things you haven't worn in forever that have a little pattern on them. Cut them up. You know what works really good for lining is those little slipper footsie things. Like a Sherpa or like those hospital slipper type things. Those footsie things. It's not the fur-lined Sherpa, but you could cut those up and line with those too. It's got one more end to fasten. So that's all I got to say. I hope you have fun making mittens and somebody gets something good out of it, right? The next thing I'm going to be making is this. I've already made one, so I'll come back and show you how to make this. This is from Annie's catalog, and the designer is Ronan Strong from Knit and Crochet Now TV, and it is called the Winterval Hooded Scarf. Yeah, Winterval Hooded Scarf. And they're using Premier Yarn Anti-Pilling Bamboo, 80% acrylic, 20% rayon, and it's a chunky 5. You need 5 skeins to do this, and this is in Earl Grey. Isn't that pretty, all that woven happening there? And I think with the masks and everything, it's just really easier to have a hood to draw back. This is really simple, and then you have to knit, purl, cast on, cast off, do a 3 needle bind off, and make a bobble, which is easy. So I'm going to do that next, and I'll come back and show you a little bit of it when it's done. All right. Thanks for hanging in if you did. Have a nice day. Bye. Make some Bernie mittens. Have fun with it.